Everyone's doing good. I'm going to take the time to show you guys what we got going on this week. We got some new fish that are coming in today. So after the live stream today, I'll be driving to the airport and we'll be getting some new fish in today. So we've been getting the tanks ready. We did make some progress on the racks. So we got the rack here. You see, let me see if I can show it on the camera. No, I can't. So let me flip the screen around. So we got Elijah's got this rack up and running. We got pool sand in it. He's attaching the lights today, so that's going to give us a lot more space for more new fish. So that's very exciting. Good. We'll be ready for fish in no time. You guys let me know if I'm coming in clear. Could be on the wrong YouTube account. Guys, let me know if it's coming in loud. You know, we put some new fans up because it was getting extremely hot. Hey, what's up, Jay? Chemo. Appreciate that, Jay. So I know I used the Millennium Rainbow for the cover page for the video today. So we did get some nice males in and ready. You can see they're starting to color up very nicely. We had some ones that have been in a little bit longer. There's actually some females in there in this tank. But these guys are looking good. Hamid says, great place. I've purchased many over the years. I appreciate that. That's probably the most satisfying part of this job, is that, the beautiful fish that we breed and keep here at Imperial, the feedback that we get, from our customers that have purchased from us. It's great to get the feedback. I know that they not only had success, but they really enjoyed their tanks. I think we all needed more aquarium time since COVID started, because it's been very, very stressful. So Scott's on. Good to see you, Scott. I always love seeing pictures of your rainbow tank too. So it's good to see the people that know how to keep them and do planted tanks, and they're just a really amazing fish, just as colorful as a lot of the African cichlids, except you don't get the aggression. So like here we have some young Bosemani rainbows. You can see the males are starting to color up very nicely. We've got some albino millenniums here. Those are always really cool. I have a thing for albino fish. I really like them. Celebes rainbows. See these guys, see the males starting to color up. This is one of the newer types of rainbows, the Comine River rainbow. Got some nice yellows in. These guys are popping with a lot of color. So you guys just let me know what you want to see. Simplified, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just been amazing being in the new building and being able to show the fish off. If you guys remember back in the day, it was very difficult for us to show you what the fish looked like on a live feed, because they were in either tanks that you couldn't hardly see through the glass, or concrete vats. So I was always having to net them up. So it feels pretty amazing to just be able to turn the camera on and show you guys what they look like. So when you order, these are all fish that you know, you can order direct from our website. So if you order, you know, some yellow rainbows, this is what you can expect to get. If you order the male, we even have females in there. So there's another nice one, the Madagascar rainbows. And these guys stay colored up. I really like these. The Dorii, they're always a little bit shy. The Border Rivers. So you guys let me know what you want to see. I started off with the rainbows. Wild caught peacocks or haps. So yeah, we don't have any wild caught for sale on peacocks and haps. You know, usually if we get wild, we're going to bring them in for breeding projects. You know, there might be a day, you know, that we can bring in some, you know, wild caught and sell some of them off. But, you know, typically when we bring in wild caught Africans, we want to have them for breeders, you know. So there might be like some extra males maybe, but usually, you know, it's so expensive just to bring them in, and you know, it's, you know, a lot better for us, you know, since we do actually breed fish, to bring in that stuff. So everything you see in here is, you know, either F1 or further generation along. So no wild caughts inside the building. You see the gizzles right here. Those guys are looking nice. About 3 inches. Cunningham Cichlids is on. What's up, Josh? Good to hear from you. I heard you guys had a good time at the ACA. Stefan Tanner was keeping me up to date with how the show went. I missed everybody this year, but you know, hopefully things get better with COVID. We'll start, you know, doing shows again. We got some small red top hongies. We've got the really shy. The Solosii. I know Drayden had posted up a picture of these guys because it's one of our most popular Mabunos. Nice, you know, difference between the males and females. You see the bright yellow, and then, you know, you get the bright blue. So it's nice to see the two distinct colors. What else we got? The Masonii are always real popular. Those guys are real feisty, but just really nice looking fish. Dragon layers want to see some plecos and cories. All right. David said Drayden picked out a Moldova. Got here this morning and looking great. Nice. David said he wants some of those Madokas. Yeah, those Madokas are nice. They're really cool fish. Yeah, Canesto OCA. We are going to support it like we always do, but we're not going to be going. It's just too much going on still, you know, for us to be going out of the state. There is a show down in South Florida. It's called Tropical Fish Expo that the South Florida Club is hosting, and we are thinking about attending it. We haven't decided 100%, but I know we got a lot of friends down there and the club down in South Florida, so it'd be nice to go down there and see everyone. But we haven't decided yet. I think that's in October, like October 23rd. So since it's local, it's hard for us to not go. But like I said, we're still having really bad outbreaks of COVID here in Florida. So we're just trying to keep a low profile and get as much done with the fish that we can. And, you know, it's giving us more time to breed more fish and get more racks built, more aquariums set up. It's been, you know, actually it's been good for us. So the shows take a lot of time and energy, And you know, it's a lot of work. You guys that have seen us set up at the shows know that, you know, there's a lot that goes into it for us to not only fly the fish up there, but coordinate getting the aquarium set up and everything. It makes for a pretty exhausting, you know, trip, but we always enjoy it every time. It's always, you know, just a lot of fun going to the shows and, you know, getting to see a lot of our customers, you know, in person. It's, you know, I miss not going to them. I really do. So hopefully we can start attending some more of them. David, I appreciate that. And the Azurias, they do, man. They are stunning. I mean, it really comes down to the strains that we breed. It's, you know, and the fact that we breed the fish, you know. Most of your people that, you know, sell fish, you know, online or, you know, wherever, they, you know, most of them are not breeders, you know. There's a few that are, you know, like Josh Cunningham, who's on the live feed. He's a, you know, top-notch breeder. And it makes a big difference when you buy your fish from a breeder. So, you know, I always told people, you know, you should always try to buy straight from a breeder, whether it's from us or somebody else, because they're going to go the extra mile to make sure that, you know, not only the fish is healthy, but that they're receiving the proper diet, and they have the proper tank mates, and, you know, everything, you know, water quality, water parameters, all that is very key to getting the fish to be, you know, 100% healthy and just top notch. So breeders have that knack. A lot of your other, you know, people, they don't know how to breed fish, and the only way fish breed is by being in an ideal environment with food and tank, and everything's got to be just right. So you know, it makes a big difference. Your breeders have, you know, that knowledge, and, you know, a lot of people are just, you know, there to flip fish, and they don't know where the fish came from or what it needs to have to be, you know, happy and healthy. So I appreciate you commenting on, you know, how nice the fish look, because we agree. This is some of the red dovi that we just got in, and these are not on the site yet, but they will be going up pretty soon. You can see some of them starting to change right here. This fish is still relatively new in the hobby. I mean, it's there's a few people that are having success breeding them, and you know, I know that they're not cheap. So, but they are really cool looking dovi. Some smaller bleaker eyes right here. Males are starting to color up. And what else did we get on this? We do have some of the peacock bass left. These guys have been going out the door pretty quickly. This is the azul peacocks. The roseline sharks, Denisani barbs, they've been going out the door. This is, you know, I think we brought these in a little over a week ago, and there was like twice that many. So that's good that those guys came in, and they're going right out the door into people's tanks. Oh, mods on, no problem, man. It's been crazy for everybody. So glad that you're able to get on. Michael Machos, how's everything going? It's going great, man. We're healthy and, you know, thriving. So it's I couldn't ask for things to be any better. It's you know, I'm still, you know, just ecstatic about being able to keep our fish and these tanks and in these new environments, and how happy they are and healthy. I mean, it's really helped us to keep track of the health of the fish, and it's allowed us to bring in a lot of new ones, like this tetra from Colombia, the pink spot chocolate tetra. I mean, before the building, we didn't have the tank space to bring in this new exotic stuff. So the fact that we're able to bring in some really cool fish that are, you know, new to us and not real common in the hobby. I mean, it's just, you know, it's like a dream come true, you know. I'm going to show you some of the Corys because we're in the Cory section right now. This is the black band Cory. You can see there's some tannins in the water, but those guys are really nice. And then let's come over here. We got some reticulatus Corys. You can see some of these are starting to get that long, tall dorsal fin, which is, you know, one thing that's really cool about that Cory. Really nice markings. Alright, what else we got? We got some stir-by Corys. Pretty small. These are tank raised. They're looking good too. But they are small. Some epistos, the opals. You see the males are looking good on those guys. And they're not too shy. That's the nice thing. You know, the longer that they're in our tanks, the more they get accustomed to us being around them and feeding them. It's because a lot of times when they first come in, all these guys want to do is hide, and once they build the trust with us and they know that they're safe and we're going to take care of them, they start coming out more and stop being so shy. The discus though, they're still shy. You see those guys, they're like, what are you doing? You got some super red bushy nose, really good size ones too. I'm real happy with the size. A lot of times in the past, you know, these guys had to be sold at a really small size, but no, I mean, these guys are, you know, close to probably 2 inches. Got the gold rams. Got nice. Got some more German blues. All right. Aquafunk says, yeah, he lives 12 minutes away, and yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it gets better soon. It's been, you know, it's been rough because we really enjoyed having, you know, people set appointments and being able to show them the tanks. But, you know, even on top of the COVID, these are the L600s. You got anything you want to show them, or you got a minute?
Probably. I'm just going to spin it real quick.
All right.
I've got a cool thing, and you can do some reading here.
Yeah. This is the Heliensis.
We got Helianthus and Vittatus in here.
Yeah.
Vittatus are little shell dwellers with round faces, big eyes, very cute.
Yeah.
And then below them we got the new albino Burchardi.
Ah, yeah.
These came from Indo.
Yeah. Those guys are looking good too.
What else?
I like these guys down here. These big felt eyes.
Those are Marley area.
Marley?
Yeah.
Good size on them.
Yeah, we got that size, and we do have a smaller size also. Both are up on the website.
Yeah. And the Tanganyikans are growing in popularity, so it's nice to be able to offer, you know, a good amount of selection for people to set up a Tanganyikan tank.
Casino tilapia.
And then the sips are in there too.
Yep, the sips are the really long pointy ones, and the Xenos have the yellow fins.
And these are all peaceful fish that they can keep together with other Tanganyikans, right?
Yeah, they should be fine. Fine. I don't know if you can see these, but
Oh, this is those blue neons.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a pretty rare one, right? You don't see it very often.
They're rare, they're tiny, but they're really good. Kind of like, they look really awesome with Chili Rasporas, so, you know, everyone buying the Chili Rasporas should get a 10-pack of these to go with them, and they'll school together. They look really awesome, kind of juxtaposition with the red and the blue there.
Yeah, the Rasporas are cool because you don't need a big tank, and, you know, I know you were real worried about those when we got them in because they're real sensitive, but they've been doing really well. I don't think we've had any
No,
issues.
not a single loss.
Yeah.
Maybe.
cardinal tetras. Oh, these are neons, right?
Yep, those are neons. Cardinals are over here. Got some tank raised cardinals here, and we're supposed to get some wild ones in today, so hopefully everything comes in okay.
Yeah. And even these red and blue neons are popping with color. Really nice. The Corys on the other side. Somebody was asking to see the Corys. I know. I was watching these guys.
Yeah, we got Triliniatus Corys here. These are very popular fish. They came in super healthy, no losses on them at all.
Good size too.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, they're breeding size. I had some of these breeding in my tank a few years ago. They were about this size.
Yeah.
Got the skunk Corys down here.
These guys are real cool watching them. I'd love to see like a 300-gallon tank set up with a big school of Corys like this in it, you know.
Pretty impressive with the stripes on them.
Yeah.
Makes them look like they're one big unit.
Yeah. And all the Corys, you know, in case, you know, people don't know, they do better in groups because they are schooling fish. So, you know, really they, you know, I would recommend 5 or more in a tank setup because they, you know, it's like their own little hierarchy and community, and they seem to be happier with in groups, you know.
Definitely, and you know, if you have a small tank, you know, even a 10-gallon would be fine for some of these skunk Corys. But if you have like a little desktop tank, like 5 gallons, we're hopefully getting some pygmy Corys in today. So keep an eye out for some of the dwarf species to pop back up on our list, because you can get a group of 10 of those just fine in a 5-gallon.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some in. There's some more Corys, a couple other rows down. Laser orange Corys.
Let's see, some more cardinals here. Now this was the Peru Cory, or
These are
cardinals.
Peruvian,
Yeah.
yep. See how bright red they are.
Oh, yeah. Really nice. I mean, that's like my ultimate tank, is a big school of, you know, cardinals with Corys under it. It's
There's nothing better than a tannin stained tank with cardinals, because all you can see is their bright blue streak just shining through. Still got the banjo cats hiding down there.
yeah, I always think it's so cool every time I show people this tank. You know, it's like, all right, they say, oh, there's no fish in there, and then they're just, little do people know, they're actually sleeping and waiting for nighttime.
We come in early in the morning and they're all swimming around.
Yeah.
We turn the lights on and they all go hide. And that's not to say you won't ever see yours, but you will see them more often at night.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they're still sleeping.
They're not even moving. That's the easiest fish to catch ever.
Yeah. Got a few of these Leprinus left. Doesn't look like many of those left. Like, what is that?
Probably 10 left. 8.
And those are cool too, because they don't get big. They're not known to be like real aggressive. So
yeah, they might nip each other occasionally, but if you give them a decent sized tank, like a 55, 75, they'll be fine with other big cichlids like Geophagus and chocolate cichlids, stuff like that. We have wild chocolates here also.
Yeah.
These are from Peru as well. You know, they don't have much color when they're young, but they do darken up around 3-4 inches.
Yeah.
In that nice burgundy color.
Well, I think a lot of people, they like watching them go through that transformation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it goes from a silver fish to something spectacular, you know.
I still think these are super underrated, the gold tetras.
Yeah.
That's another one that, talk about shininess. Like, that's just, it's literally gold shimmering in the tank. It's awesome.
That was really nice.
I mean, these are almost fully grown. They got maybe another 1/4 inch left on them, but I had some in a 55-gallon tank with some rummy nose, and they would just school together back and forth constantly. I had like 30 of them. They lived with me for about 3 years, and then I gave them to a friend. So, nice lifespan on them. They're great. I didn't have much maintenance with them.
Got some L29s left too. Those are for all these fish that we just talked about. This is a great pleco, and you know, people shouldn't get these to think that they're going to be cleaning their algae off their tanks, because these little guys are more meat eaters than they are algae eaters. I mean, they like cleaning wood and stuff like that, but they're actually a more of a carnivore than a herbivore. So, but they don't get very big, and they're not aggressive. But you do need to give them, some type of meaty type diet. Very easy fish to keep and doesn't get very big. Kinesto, the Solosii, yes, I showed them off in the beginning, but since we're close by, I'll show you another peek at them. Because even at a small size, you can tell the males from the females. Really cool fish. And what's cool about these is this fish was, thought to be extinct in the wild, and because of the efforts of the fish hobby, there was an effort made to reintroduce them. And in fact, Steve was one of the people that sent stock.
Yeah, my old boss. Yeah. He was on the expedition. They essentially worked with the fish farmers down there in Africa, and said, hey, raise up a bunch of these and we'll go release them back into the wild, because we've overfished them for too long and we need to do the right thing. And then a bunch of dedicated scientists and fish keepers went out and dove down 30-40 meters and let them out. Really awesome.
Yeah, I talked to Larry Johnson before COVID at one of the shows, and Larry said that they had recently dove that area and they were seeing populations of the Solosii. So it's cool that not only were they reintroduced, but it's working. So again, that goes back to fish keepers are, in my opinion, the best conservationists, because they're actually caring about the fish, where they come from, and how their habitat is being affected. So yep, Michael, I showed the Cory cats. I don't know if I showed all of them, but I did show them. And I know on the live feed that it doesn't allow you to go back until after the video is done and we upload it. So you might have to go back and watch it. But yeah, we showed off some of the Corys that are up on the site, and we also got new ones coming in on the order today. So we'll have it'll take us about a week to get them in and get them recovered from the shipping. But once they're good to go, we'll be adding even some more Corys. This is the gold laser Cory. So these guys have done really well. A smaller Cory too. They don't get as big, but they got a really nice gold laser that comes across their body. I'm gonna try to keep up with these. James Smith's on. What's up, James? From Ohio. Good friend. Glad to see you on. That was the red spotted Kinesto Severin. So, James got an order on Wednesday. See, I didn't even know about it, James. That's good, man. I appreciate that. These guys are looking nice. Some young star sapphires. I know those are really popular. It didn't take long for us to sell out of those guys when we put them up. I haven't asked Drayden on the wild bettas, but I'm sure they've been going out the door because I don't see as many of them. Let's see how these guys are looking. They like hanging down in the Indian almond leaves. You can see them right there hiding. I don't want to get them too spooked up, but a really nice betta. Let's see if I get this guy to come up. And these are wild type bettas. Kind of hard to see them on the camera with them being so small. Really cool fish though. Really cool fish. Common name is the strawberry betta, but a common name for wild type fish is not good. Sabika is the, I think that's the location of it. But to be honest with you, I don't really know a lot about the wild type bettas. We've never, we've kept them a few times, but we've never really worked with them a lot. But I know it's a fish that a lot of us here at Imperial want to, learn more about and keep them. And so far that batch is doing really, really nice. So, all right, try to get some of these questions. How come my blue rams keep eating their eggs? And I'm gonna walk over there and try to find the lemon jakes for 2 guys and fries. But I'll answer that. So it could be a couple reasons on the rams eating their babies. And one is that they are not ready to breed. And usually what they're eating is the fungus eggs. So whenever, the eggs are not fertilized and they start turning white, they will eat those eggs. And if none of them are fertilized, then basically all the eggs will be eaten by the parents. If the fish is mature enough and they're still eating the eggs, it could be something as simple as, they're stressed, maybe by other tank mates, and that, they're, not happy to just, let the babies grow up and be eaten by the other fish. So if you have other fish in the ram tank that is stressing the parents out, we have seen them actually eat the eggs because they're so stressed out from trying to defend the eggs that they just go ahead and eat them so the other fish don't eat them. But that's usually when you've got other fish in the tank that are semi-aggressive and it's just stressing out the pair of rams. But really that's the 2 main things that could happen if they're eating the eggs, is that either the eggs are not fertile and they're eating them so they don't spread, because what'll happen, especially you'll see it with angelfish, you'll usually have a couple eggs that don't get fertilized by the male, so the parents will eat off those eggs that are turning white to prevent that fungus from that egg to spreading to the good eggs. So that's pretty common with the rams. But really just those 2 things. I mean, it could be water quality, but typically if they're laying eggs, then that means your water quality is good to go. So James got one of the albino Bouchardis. I didn't see the lemon jakes. I know that's one thing I walked over there to look at. I see some German reds right here. There's some down here. I found them. So these guys, looks like they just came in. And I see a couple males starting to color up, but you can tell how erratic behavior they are. That means that they just came in from a grow out pond and they're not too happy about being in an aquarium. So they're not used to people being by the tank, so it'll take these guys about a week to settle down and be happy in the tank. So I do see males and they're starting to color up, but I don't see any stunners. And then once they're in here for a while and they're looking good, then you're going to see colors like what you see right here on the swallowtail. You see him in the back. He's in there with some albino red top zebras. And what's cool is that we typically don't recommend keeping lagunas with peacocks, but as long as you have it set up where they can't be territorial, you can have success doing it. But I mean that peacock, and there's a bunch of females in there, are doing just fine. Some really big tetrastigmas right there. These guys are huge. That's probably like at least 6-inch fish right there. What else? Oh, these guys are really cool. This is actually a breeding tank of the ventralis mongolas. Let's see if I can get this guy on camera. got those females all pushed to the top right there. Really cool thing, anything. Alright, while you guys are watching him, I'm gonna try to answer some more questions. Christian Vegas wait for his delivery today. Awesome, man. I still can't get over how, you know, you guys could connect with us like this and, you know, actually be on the live feed and be waiting for delivery. I think that's freaking awesome. Oliver's Guppy, hello fish fam. Yep, Dragon Lair, I agree with you. Front lighting with the gold tetras and diamonds. Denver's looking for some mollies and swordtails. Don't see many online. Do you have any upcoming, or do you recommend a breeder? I don't really know a lot of live bear breeders these days. The ones that do breed are usually breeding wild types. So I've got friends that, you know, breed, you know, a lot of wild type live bears, but not too many people are breeding, you know, the domesticated types. But we do have some. So somebody asked to see the sunflower Mabuna. I did see one, a large one in a tank. I don't know if he's for sale. Well, I guess let me show you the reds before I walk by those guys. I can't walk by that tank without going, wow, look at that. So you gotta show the baby Ricky males off. I seen one of those sunflower Mabunas. I think it was over here. There's one right there. Oh, there's a bigger male here. I don't know which ones we got on the website, but this is like a 3-inch male sunflower. And we don't know much about it. We brought them in from Germany. Actually, this was the female over here. That might be why they separated them. He might have been picking on that female. And then there's another big male right here. See that guy? He's in there with some albino ruby reds. A lot of these are juveniles over here. Susan Everett's on. What's up, Susan? Glad to have you on. Denver was asking about the live bears, so I'm gonna show you those guys real quick. We got some sky blue swordtails. Those guys are really cool. The males have a really distinct black tail on them. Some brick swordtails. Popular. Got a few red wag platies left, but not many. And we got some of the albino toncho swordtails. That's some that we've been working on this strain for a long time, and we just started selling them for the first time about a month ago, and they've been a big hit. People really like them. They're a little bit more difficult for us to do because we got to keep them indoors. They don't like the outdoors because of the sunlight. You see all the snails here. Big angelfish in there with them. Got some neon swords right here. Got some black swords right here. Coral platies right here. Sunset swords. All different colors of swordtails. This is the other koi sword type that we have. This is not albino, and you know, we call it the Imperial swordtail. Really nice. And we do have a few black mollies. See right here. Some bumblebee platies. So the live bears are not, you know, as popular. I would like to eventually start breeding some wild types. I'd love to get some Montezuma swordtails going. Those are the swordtails that get really big and spectacular, but we're still, you know, expanding so fast on the Tanganyikans and South American fish that we haven't even started working with any of the wild type swordtails yet. But that is something that I would like to, in the future, work with. Brachiatus, Geophagus. This is I showed these off on a live feed a few weeks ago, and man, I'm still trying to talk the guys into keeping a group of these back for ourselves. We got these from a hobbyist friend of ours that, you know, had some extra juveniles, so I don't want to lose this strain because, you know, this is a pretty rare Geophagus. That was the boops right there, James. I just seen your question, so yeah, this is the boops. Let's see if that male will come back by. And the boops do better, you know, where, especially in a breeding group where you have, you know, one or maybe two males, but lots of females, because they get very, very territorial whenever they start breeding. So there's the boops. I'm gonna set this up. I'll set it up on the guppy tank right here, since we were talking about Livebearers. And Michael's asking, can I reintroduce my almost 2-month-old German blue ram fry with their parents at some point? Oh yes, absolutely, especially if the tank is big enough. Yeah, once they get big enough that they can kind of, you know, protect themselves, you know, because yeah, the parents might have raised them, you know, when they were fry, but once they get big enough to fend for themselves, the, you know, parents will eat the fry if they will be small enough. But after 2 months, your fry should be big enough to go back in the tank with the parents. So got some cherry shrimp right here. Jordan Nixtoff is asking how the golden gar is doing. Actually, I skipped a question. Lemon jakes out there. I did show the lemon jakes off earlier. They just came in, so they're still you know, recovering. You can tell they don't have much color because they're adjusting to being in the tank. You know, the way we breed our fish is we breed them indoors, and then we take the babies out to a grow out pond, and then we bring them in from the grow out pond. And when they come in from the grow out pond, they're kind of like, you know, they act a lot like a wild type fish is that has never seen a glass tank. So, you know, we just have to, you know, let them acclimate and get adjusted to the tank. And, you know, the biggest thing is that they get real spooked at first when you bring them in from that type of environment, because in the wild, everything's trying to eat them. So when you bring them and put them in a glass tank and you walk by the tank, they look at you as danger. So, you know, once they, you know, we get their trust where they know that, you know, we're going to take good care of them and feed them, then they start coming out more and really showing some really nice colors, you know. But the lemon jake strain we have is top notch. David's asking if we have any blues there. Frontosas, not right now, but it is something. I think we have the 6 stripe right now, but all the, you know, hard to find frontosas. The reason they're hard to find is that there's not a lot of people that breed them because they're not as easy to breed. They are definitely breedable. We've bred several types here. Our problem is in the wintertime, our buildings are not able to be kept. We're not able to keep big fish indoors, you know. So I'm hoping to get some big tanks eventually for the warehouse to where we can keep, you know, big colonies of MOBAs and blues air and all the different really nice types of fronts. So, but yeah, that's the reason. Also, I wanted to answer the question about the golden gar. The golden gar is doing good. I have tons of like footage of when I caught the golden gar, and I mean the whole story is like just amazing. So at some point, when I get caught up, I'm going to start posting some videos and giving updates on how the golden gar is doing. But he's doing very well, and the babies are doing very well. So but like I said, at some point I'll start showing those guys off and letting you guys watch the videos and stuff. I mean, I've even got videos of the golden gar breeding, which was pretty amazing. So we've been asked about the puffers. These guys are just been awesome, and these are actually tank raised. So really cool fish. The puffers have lots of personality, and it's pretty cool that we're getting all these different types of puffers in finally. You guys saw the clown loaches over here too. Those guys are really healthy and doing good. Yeah, Tony, I don't have any big lemon jakes in right now. The ones that just came in were those ones I was talking about. So Brandon Wood is saying he needs a 3-inch male. He's currently set up, not currently just set up to grow any out. You could email us and check with Drayden, Brandon, and see if we could spare a male for you. It might be that we have an extra male that we could possibly let go, but you'd have to email us. They would know better than I would if we had an extra male, and it might be that we have some that are close enough to sex, and it wouldn't be no problem at all. But yeah, we do breed those in house, and it's a really nice fish. I really like all those peaceful caps. Susan asking if we have self-fin mollies ever. We did have a nice self-fin molly, a sunset molly, and I'll have to check and see if we're still breeding them or not. But that would be the only chance that we'd have any of the self-fins. Timothy Moss is asking, what's the difference between the sunshine and peacock? The lemon jake peacock. So the lemon jake is in the Jacob Freebird family, and the whole family of Alanacara Jacob Freebird is going to have a different body shape. It's going to have the Areca Red is in that family. There's anything that is long and slender. I'll give you an example. Like this is a standard Alanacara. It is a German red, so it's a man-made variant, but the body's not slender. And then you look at let me show you one that would be a good example. Well, the Areca Red is a good example. Those are big. So these guys are more streamlined in their fins. They've got those long trailers on their back fins, so it really has to do with the body shape is how you tell the difference. So but between the sunshine and the lemon jake, they're both nice yellow fish with blue on them. But with a trained eye, it's easy to tell right away just off the body shape, and the markings a little bit different on them, where the yellow is and the blue's at. But that's the difference, is they're two different types. So Dan's asking if we have smaller Areca Reds. I'm sure we do, Dan. I know I saw a tank next to it that had 3-inch, and there should be unsexed ones available too. So, but that's the next size down on the Areca Reds. These are more of the 3-inch size, and you can see those males are already starting to show good color, even at that size. Yeah, Josh also explained a little bit about the difference between those. Jose Guevara, what's up from Houston, Texas? Glad to have you on. It's going good, man. Just living that fish life. So Steve Yang's asking what's my favorite. So what's your top pick? I have top picks in every genre of fish. Like if it's Tanganyikans, I'd have to say the gold ocellatus is one of my favorite. But then you got Also, you know, the MOBAs, you know, frontosas. Those are also, so it's hard for me to just pick one, you know, type. You know, South American, the Geophagus family. I like all the different geos. I like the Geophagus. I mean, there's just it's hard for me to pick one. I got so many favorites that we breed. The Star Sapphire, you know, one of my favorite Malawis. You know, there's just, you know, yeah, I'd have a hard time just picking one. All right. All right. Bank up Jojo. I don't know if I pronounced that all wrong, but said he got his first order yesterday and everything's doing great. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate the support. It helps us, you know, continue to bring in. I mean, we're obsessed with fish. If you guys didn't know it, the people that work here and everybody, we're pretty deep in the fish world. So, like, you know, your support allows us to, you know, buy lumber even when it's excessively expensive, and get new aquariums and lights, and I mean, there's a lot of, you know, expenses to do what we do, and you know, our success depends on you guys ordering the fish from us and reordering the fish and telling your friends about our fish, and you know, just kind of growing the hobby. That was my goal when we started this, is I wanted to grow the hobby. I wanted more types, you know, more fish keepers and more people keeping fish, that, you know, that way, you know, the knowledge is, you know, easier for people to learn. And you know, that was a big problem in the past, is, you know, people didn't know the proper ways to keep these fish. And now, by us, you know, helping people become better, you know, fish keepers, now, you know, it helps spread the love of fish keeping, and it's been a pretty amazing journey for us so far. And you know, we're just really excited about where it's going and all the new things that we've got, you know, happening. So I appreciate the support. Jay Smith, what's up? You listening but not watching? That's cool, man. I appreciate it. I get where I could ramble on. I like talking about fish, so it's not very hard for me to do. So, but I appreciate you hanging in there. James says, getting any more Synodontis catfish? I'm looking for something rare because I have so many already. You know, it's hard to get the different types of Synodontis, and you know, there's not a lot of people, you know, currently breeding some of the more rare exotic types. So, you know, I can't really tell you when. You know, I know, you know, we've been looking at placing an order from West Africa, and we're seeing some, you know, nice Synodontis on those lists, but it's just, you know, we don't have a regular contact over there, so it's kind of a risk for us to bring in fish from a new supplier, and also not a lot of flights coming out of Africa. It's just a risky time to be, you know, bringing in fish. Flights get canceled, delayed, and so, you know, but at some point we'll definitely have a bigger selection of Synodontis, you know. So some nice black barred silver dollars right there, and these are also tank raised, which is, you know, just within the last few years of these guys being able to breed these in captivity. So this is our first time getting tank raised ones, so pretty cool. Pictus cats. Some people like those, you know, busy catfish in a tank. These guys are always on the hunt, always on the move. Pretty cool. The spot cheek, the varieties, yellow firemouth. You can see the male starting to get some nice yellowing right there. Really cool Central American cichlid. All right, guys. I'm gonna flip this around and wrap this up. I appreciate you guys joining us today and all the support that you guys given us here at Imperial. We got just great things to look forward to, and you know, like I said, we appreciate your support. Hopefully we go live again next Friday. If we do, make sure you join us. We'll try to put a notification out on our Facebook group, the Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers. And, that's usually, it's not till Friday before we know if we're going to be able to go live that day. So hopefully we're not too busy and we can show you guys again next week some of the cool stuff that we're getting in today. So just stay in tune and follow us on our Facebook page, and you can join our fish keepers group, Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers. And that's a great place if you want to learn more about us and how our whole operation works. We've got thousands and thousands of our customers on that page, and they're more than helpful to help people understand not only how our shipping and everything operates, but also about your fish. Which fish go together, what size tank do you need, what type of food do you need, what's the best substrate, what's the best filter. I mean, it's just been a wealth of information that we even learned from it. So join that Facebook group, and if you got any questions about the fish that I showed you today, you could email us and we could get you an answer back pretty quickly. If you email us over the weekend, it probably won't be Monday until we're able to answer it, but just reach out to us if you got any questions. So I appreciate the support. Everybody have a good weekend and stay safe, and thank you guys again.